hand was slow and steady. He always moved at his own pace, never rushing. One bright morning, Ricky was showing off to all the other animals. He zoomed past the birds, hopped over the squirrels, and spun around the deer. "Look at me," Ricky said proudly. "I'm the fastest animal in this forest. No one can beat me in a race." The animals clapped, but Toby just smiled quietly. Ricky hopped over to Toby and laughed. "You could never beat me, Toby. You're so slow. It would take you all day to reach the finish line." Toby looked up at Ricky calmly. "Maybe I am slow," he said. "But sometimes slow and steady wins the race." Ricky burst out laughing. "I don't believe that. Let's race tomorrow and see who wins." And Toby nodded. "I'll meet you at the big oak tree at sunrise." The day of the race. The next morning, all the animals gathered to watch. The birds sat in the trees, the squirrels lined up on the branches, and even the wise old owl flew down to see the race. The fox stepped forward to start the race. "Are you both ready?" he asked. Ricky stretched his legs. "I'm ready," Toby smiled. "I'm ready too." "On your marks. Get set. Go!" the fox shouted. Ricky dashed off like a lightning bolt, leaving a trail of dust behind him. Toby began his race by slowly putting one foot in front of the other. Before long, Ricky was far ahead. He looked back and saw Toby moving at his slow pace. "This race is too easy," Ricky thought. "Toby will take forever to catch up. I think I'll take a little nap." Ricky found a soft patch of grass under a shady tree and curled up. "I'll just rest for a few minutes," he said, but soon he was snoring loudly. Meanwhile, Toby kept moving forward step by step. He passed by Ricky, who was still sleeping soundly. Toby didn't stop. He kept going and going. It started to set, and the finish line was just ahead. Ricky woke up with a big yawn and stretched. "Time to finish the race," he said. But when he looked toward the finish line, he saw something that made his eyes grow wide. Toby was almost there. "Oh no," Ricky shouted, and he ran as fast as he could. He zipped past the bushes, hopped over the rocks, and dashed toward the finish line. But it was too late. Just as Ricky reached the finish line, Toby took his last step and crossed it. The forest erupted with cheers. "You did it, Toby!" the animals shouted. "You won the race!" Ricky skidded to a stop, panting hard. He looked at Toby in surprise. "I can't believe it," Ricky said. "You really won." Toby smiled. "I told you, Ricky. Slow and steady wins the race." Ricky laughed and shook Toby's hand. "Congratulations, Toby. I learned an important lesson today. I won't underestimate you or anyone again." From that day on, Ricky and Toby became great friends. Ricky still loved to run fast, but he also remembered to take his time and enjoy the journey. And Toby? He continued to move slowly and steadily, knowing that patience and perseverance could lead to great things. The end.